Hey, might as well go a few minutes early. I just got here. Hi to Daryl Deemer in the house. How are you, buddy? And I started a few minutes early because it's Confessions of a Guppyman on Super Monday, huh? And Bolo's here. Bolo, for whatever reason, is being a little fussy this evening, so that's good. It's I've been working on my projects. Getting ready for the move. I move in less than I move in 20 actually in 30 days because it's February only has 29 days. It's the 3rd. I move in on the 2nd. So I'm pretty excited about the whole thing. Turbo Fish, what's up? What's up, man? How are you? And so I'm just getting everything ready. I got down to Springfield this weekend. Hey, Cyclic King Aquatics in the house. And that was nice. I didn't swing by Petco to buy more aquariums, so I really should have, but I didn't. But I'm getting ready for the move, getting stuff done. Bolo the Wonder Dog, I think, knows something is up. He knows something's going on, so that's good. The fish are doing well. Biggies, what's up? Saw your live stream for a while today. It was great. Um, so I went and did a couple of different things. I've been going through and I'm told that there's a market for selling plants. I'll do that when I get into the new space. As of right now, my job is one thing and one thing only: getting I did a big water change on about 2/3 of my guppy aquariums. I've got a few more to do. I'll try to do those tomorrow, and then go from there. I ordered heat packs because I'm going to begin to sell fish. And I actually have postings up on I have it up on Aquabid and on eBay. So for shrimp and for these swordtail guppies. So I've got a lot of them, and at some point I'm gonna have to sell some of the reds. So it's just getting this aquariums going, just getting everything going in. So it's really, really good. So it's great having you all here. Hey, gnarly fish tanks, welcome to the live stream. All good in the neighborhood. Super Monday to everyone. Super Monday to everyone. What a game yesterday, by the way. It's isn't it kind of funny? A Super Bowl halftime show a year ago. There was that goofball who sings in that it's I don't even know the name of the stupid band. The Hey Chewy in the house. The guy who's on The Voice, who's a sissy rocker and moves like Maroon 5. That guy. Okay. And so he's on doing the halftime show without his shirt on. Okay. Women went gaga over it. They went, woohoo! Look at that guy. He's a hunk. And they thought it was great having that Adam Levine and the Maroon 5 guy. So you have a couple of singers last night during the Super Bowl who are famous for one thing. It's because they have wonderful derrieres, shall we say. And ironically, they got on TV and they shook those derrieres. That's what those two ladies do. It's just it's part of the deal. And so thus people got women especially were all about guys. Shake away, ladies, shake away. So so that's sort of the deal there. So I'm not a big fan of the dance type of thing. I like man music. You know what I'm saying? I like punk and Mumford and Sons. I like 21 Pilots. I think they're fine. Arctic Monkeys, that type of thing. So that's the deal. So yeah, so that's what's going on. So the fish room is going in. I did a bunch. I actually had to cull out a couple of fish. A couple of females were getting older and were beginning not recovering from the deal, so I had to, send them to go through there. Um, it's but the football game last night was great. I mean, it was as good as a Super Bowl. When it's down to the end of the game and it's close, come from behind victory. This Mahomes kid is the real deal. And don't say that I'm, since I'm now living in Joplin, Missouri, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs guy. I'm not. I'm a Minnesota Vikings guy. I will be to the day I die. Skull. But I appreciate the game, and I appreciate what's going on with football, and I enjoy that. So now football season's over. Now it's time to focus on fish, because it's tough for me to sit there and watch all the NBA games or watch all the NHL or baseball. I generally watch those around playoffs. Oh, Bolo wants to get down. Say hi, Bolo. Yeah, he's he's been kind of fussy tonight. I don't know quite what the deal is. So yeah, so here's what's going on. So I've got the fish. I'm doing water changes this week, getting everything going on. Yeah, there you go. Yep, Chewy, you're on the team. Bud Grant, former member of the CFL. I think he even coached in the Canadian Football League. And he was also played in the NBA of all things. Many people don't know that. He was an NBA player. So, and Bud Grant is like 90, and the guy is sharp as a tack. I've met him a couple of times. You could understand, boom. Okay, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Yeah, there you go. See, I knew that. I knew he was up in Canuck land, so that's good. So yeah, so the fish are doing great. So it's so I'm just in the process of doing normal fish room maintenance, doing all that sort of stuff, and I enjoy doing the fish room maintenance. I like it. I enjoy the wonders of getting things done in the fish room. I need to go through and move some male guppies out, and that means I got to do something called take out all the plants, because I have a lot of floating plants. I thinned them out severely yesterday. I mean, really thinned them out. So I've got to move some stuff over and go from there. Um, it's I've got to get this guy on. Yep, yep. Fran Tarkenton and the Purple People Eaters. That front four of the Vikings: Gary Larson, Jim Marshall, Alan Page, Carl Eller. Yep. And the deal is with the Bud Grant teams, and I don't know if this could ever take place in today's pro football world. I mean, these guys played together forever. There were draft picks, high draft picks, who didn't make the Vikings roster because it was all about the chemistry, having the skills to go in. And so I appreciate that. So 9 here, 4 likes. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, so it's the process. I'm doing this cross, and I'll get a camera on it and I'll show it to you guys because it's pretty amazing. I actually have of the cross is going really quite well, and so that's going in. Well, we were glad to get Bud Grant. If the Winnipeg didn't want Bud, we took him, and so yeah, he so so I've got to move some males over, um, get some of those out. I've been sort of waiting on setting up new Roebuck red breeders that I'll do in the new place. I'm just a few weeks away, so might as well just wait on it, and then just begin the whole process of going in. So I had heat packs arrive because I will start shipping fish. Did my first last week. It went great. Bolo. Oh, here's a hat, and you're gonna see it backwards. mainly because I don't know how. I've been trying to flip around my screen here. I haven't been able to quite figure that out. It says Lazy Daisy, and that's a horse that I own, Sharon. And come on, come on. Oh, here we go. Okay, and so that's sort of the nature of the beast. So I'm going to go through here and get everything going in the fish room, get everything right. I've decided, I'm single. What do I have going on? And I'm going to put the big fish rack in the kitchen. It's actually in the dining room. I'm going to put it as far away from the oven as possible, up against a wall. And that's where I'm going to be doing my where I'm going to set up the first things. Except I'm going to have two big tanks, the 55 that I currently have that you've seen in videos. I'm buying a 70, a 65 or 70. I'm going to get that set up, and get that. I'm going to have to move things over and go from there. So yeah, so it's pretty exciting stuff. So I am ready to get everything going and be the part of everything that's going in with the fish room, and I'm pretty excited about the whole process. So I can't wait to see what's going on with the whole new thing and get that all in place. So I have a few things up for sale at the eBay, and so I'll put up my store if you guys want to see it, and I just got them up in the last couple of days. I haven't even really sold anything yet. So let's see, how do I share this? And yeah, no, I'll figure this out later on. I'll get it up as part of my deal. So all I know is this: is that I've got up. Well, let's see here. I'll put my fancy Guppy, um, a trio of fancy Guppy, uh, of fancy swordtail Guppies, and so it's kind of exciting to have that going on, which is good. Um, it's gonna be busy to get everything going in, but I'm gonna have a bunch of aquariums up. It's I'm not quite ready to start drilling my aquariums. I see the people that do that, but I don't know if I'm necessarily in that game yet. But I don't mind doing the water changes. It's just a matter of for me, it's just getting the time. Uh, my schedule has changed a lot at work, and I'm still getting into sort of the routine, the new hour routine, and my hours changed the week after Thanksgiving. Select Pet, Susan, what's up? Welcome to the live stream, crew. Um, so I've got those things up. So whenever you go and you do this, you change your schedule. You know what it's like. It takes a while to get into the swing of it, to get into the groove. So I've been sort of doing that and kind of getting into the groove of what goes on. It's today I went to work at 5 a.m. I got home at 3, and then I've just been I've been sort of chilling out, and all of a sudden I started getting my phone blew up at around 2 o'clock because one of the vendors for the company I worked for, um, is that my boss called me. One of the staff members called me because one of our major vendors, apparently has cancer, so that's not good. So it's so it I was on the phone a lot this afternoon, and yeah, Select Pet, that's the thing. So you switch the schedule, and also I'm doing this move, you know, I have a feeling, I move. Well, I close on the house on March 2nd, um, and then I I'm gonna move stuff in that night, and I'm gonna move all the stuff from my house over. All the heavy stuff. I'll take over the smaller stuff myself. But the big stuff I'll take over. I'm gonna move over that Saturday, and then on that weekend go through, finish setting up aquariums, get that. Then I've got to bring over the fish from this place and do that. So that's just been on my list of stuff to do. Bob Kaler, how are you, buddy? Nice having you in the fish room. So it's all good having everybody here, by the way. So yeah, so I'm going through football withdrawals. I'll be going through that for a little bit. The change in schedule, all that stuff, and so I look forward to it. So I actually, by the way, this weekend went on a date, and I don't know if it's going anywhere or anything. She was a nice lady. I don't know if she's really my type, but you know, but met a gal for a late lunch, early dinner. It's like a late breakfast, early lunch. That's a brunch. Late lunch, early dinner. Is that a dinner, or is it a dunch? I don't know, but met. Went and did that. It was very nice. So yeah, so that's good. Uh, Bolo in the next couple of weeks to go he sees the vet a week from this Friday. Gonna go check out his heart and get him set up with his shots. Yeah, Dunch, Bob Kaler. That's what you call it, Dunch. Now there are some cultures, by the way, like if you have a Mexican restaurant in town, if you want to know if you have a good Mexican restaurant, show up at about 3 in the afternoon because that's when the Mexicans eat their biggest meal of the day. And they eat a very light meal before bed. Usually sweet bread and fruit, something like that. And but the Hispanic cultures, uh, you know, they'll have a big breakfast, they'll have that big late lunch and or early dinner, whatever it is, the dunch. And then, at 8 p.m. they're having, an apple and a glass of tea or glass of coffee, cup of coffee. So yeah, it's I yeah, I sort of informed her about how many aquariums I have. Um, she didn't flinch too much. It wasn't awful. So there you go. So um it so that was nice, so yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what that is. I don't even think I'm ready for a relationship, but I think I have to get out and hang out with the ladies. So, I'm freshly divorced. I'm new into a new place, don't know a lot of people. You know how that goes. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Select Bet. Nothing gets the ladies excited like being a famous YouTuber. Unless you're that guy who uh one of my coworkers, she watches some gay guy who puts on makeup all day. He's not a cross dresser, he's not transvestite, he's not a transsexual. He just likes putting on makeup. And she goes, "Oh, I get all sorts of tips from him." And I don't know, I probably should do a little makeup. I got this like cyborg zit right there. Yeah, I got a new haircut. I was like getting sick of my hair, and I just went in and I said, "Okay, take a number 2 to it, do it everywhere. And so she did it. And, the good thing about hair is that it does grow back. My hair is so thin up here, I don't know what to do. And as it was getting a little bit longer, it looked goofy. So I thought I'd try this out. And so I think what I'm going to try next time is I'll let this grow up a little bit, and I think I'll shave the sides just to do something different. And, just to try to do something a little bit different with my head. So I don't know what's going on with that. So that's sort of the deal there. So I realized, like, on Friday morning, I don't know if you guys ever go through this. I'm probably the only one. I usually have an extra package of brine shrimp. Yeah, you know what? My limited amount of hair does grow back. Bryce, what's up? So normally I keep an extra unopened container of brine shrimp eggs in my freezer. So on Friday, I'm like going in, I'm going, okay, well, I'm getting really low here. Let me go grab that. And then I realized I didn't have any. So I ordered some, and they were supposed to have arrived today, but I believe they're going to be here tomorrow. So it's, they were coming from New Jersey, and Jersey is a good place because it ships relatively easily everywhere because they have a lot of transportation out of the New York area, and so much stuff arrives in. So yeah, so my brine shrimp eggs left Kansas City, which normally means it went to Springfield at 3:55 yesterday. And and today it says in transit, arriving late. So I think that I'm going to get brine shrimp eggs tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Jesse? HC Agua in the house. Welcome. And, so the process is that I think I may wait till noon tomorrow to start my culture for Wednesday, but I don't think I have a good amount. V-Stag, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. I don't think I have any left. I don't know why. I have a wide variety of foods. Just to give you an idea, I have, for the Guppies, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of food that I rotate between. Aquafina, everybody. It's good. So so I rotate through a bunch of different foods, and I like to do the brine shrimp once a day. Nice big husky meal of brine shrimp. So it's all good. So I've been driving by my house, which is about 10 minutes away, that I'm moving into, that I'm buying. Oh, a couple of times a week, and today I on the way home from work I did it. Yeah, 55 pounds, just frozen brine shrimp, not not the eggs. They just got 55 pounds of the frozen stuff. I probably need that. You know what I'm also out of? And I probably should swing by and pick it up tomorrow, and I can feed that. Is I do not have any frozen Cyclops or frozen Daphnia. Daphnia works really well. Cyclops does really well. Because I use Doug Gray's Guppy food. I feed that once to twice a day. So I fed that today at. I was late this morning, and so I didn't feed, at that time. So it's all good. So let's see here. What do we have? Just had a news bulletin come over the phone. Let's see what this is. Da, 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 da. And let's see here. Oh, this is over impeachment. Okay. So it's yeah, you frozen brine shrimp. Yeah, it's yeah, it's yeah, the fresh brine shrimp. I have not done frozen baby brine, and I probably should get some. The one thing about my lone LFS here is that they have a pretty good selection of frozen foods. So it's I probably next time I'm in Fayetteville or Springfield, I probably need to bring a bunch of ice and get see if I can drop by a couple of the LFSs there and see if I can get some frozen baby brine. I don't believe the lady that runs the store in my town has the frozen baby brine. She does have the Daphnia. She does have bloodworms. Big thumbs up on both of those. And I love feeding my fish the brine the bloodworms. I do that in the 55 with a bunch of guppies and the plecos and the corridoras. So it's all good, and also the two different types of danios in there. So that's good. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I got to the point, I did a couple of different types of worms, and I think I just stopped doing them, and I'll tell you why. Is as the culture gets older, it smells like death. The other thing is that it really doesn't give you, at least in my opinion, maybe you just have to do a bunch of them or big things. It didn't give me enough yield, just to be frank. I get the idea. If I was raising like baby bettas or I get the idea of doing vinegar eels, of doing they were easy enough to do. It's just the smell of death, the pure smell of death. So that was my problem with it. I'll do it again. It's just with the move and with all that stuff, and so that's sort of where I'm at there. I'm pro frozen. Uh, I'm pro any type of live food and doing frozen foods. I'm a big fan of that, and I have no problem. I have oatmeal all over the house. I'm like, for breakfast, I make oatmeal reasonably frequently. In fact, this week, um, I have. Thanks, Bob. I have. This week, I have uh, some cereal in the house, so I got to drink the milk. So and I have like geeky cereals. I don't have good cereals. I don't have tricks. I don't have Lucky Charms, which is my favorite because I try to be healthy. So I have like I've got like a pumpkin seed flax granola. Actually, pretty good. I have grainberry, which is healthier than a bowl of blueberries. It says on there. And I have grape nuts. Daniken, welcome. Doug Gray in the house. You know what, Shakira? Yeah, she shakes her moneymaker, and that whole tongue thing. La, 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 la. So if I see my culture take off, I plan to experiment with different substrates for it: potatoes, cereal, baby food. Yeah, I think the idea is that I think instant potatoes are good, cereal's good. I think the deal is with cereal and baby food. I think that can get a little too expensive, in my opinion. So so that's good. Yeah, it's Shakira. No, she's lovely, and she plays the drums and she plays the guitar, and she dances. She belly dances. For a good girl from Colombia, there you go. Yeah, I understand. I haven't used instant potatoes, gnarly fish tanks. Um, it all I can tell you is that in my simple stuff there is that for me it always comes down to price. And the deal is you can get at like Walmart a huge thing of oatmeal for like $2. So yeah, I saw that too, Select Bet. I saw the goat licking meme, and it was very funny. Very funny all the way around. So it's the only thing that could have made that better is more cowbell. It Christopher, what's the name of that actor who's in that thing who's does all that weird deal? Christopher, oh, come to me. Who was in Pulp Fiction? He was in The Dead Zone. Christopher Walken, exactly correct. Apparently, it drives him nuts, bonkers. People come up to him and go, "More cowbell." No, Chewy, I'm not. Does that make it harder or softer, or just makes that water more supple? By the way, that's a pretty good word, isn't it? Supple. Yeah. So my new hairdo. And again, I don't know if a man should have, quote unquote, a hairdo. There's an acquaintance of mine. I swear to you, this guy must be going to the barber shop a couple of times a week. He's got a hairdo. I don't got no hairdo. My old man was against hairdos. Now I use an aftershave, and my old man was against aftershaves. Pro deodorant against aftershaves. And my dad goes, "Your mom wants to smell a real man." Okay. Nice. I have a little more information than what I was after. But okay. My old man also had this other line. He goes, "Remember, it's as easy to marry a rich girl as it is a poor girl." Thoughts to live by. So I'm looking for a 25-year-old rich girl who can yield me a couple of youngins. That's what I'm after. Simple. So that's sort of the deal. Yeah, you see, there you go. And this is like my first step going this short. I have never had it this short. And the deal is about shaving the head completely, um, is that my hands, I think this comes from my brain surgery, My hands are sort of like Shakira's hips. They shake. That isn't too bad right now. That's pretty. But the idea of taking a razor and going like this, yeah, no, I'm not into it. It's my hands are Shakira. By the way, is that did you notice that poor woman got groped when she stage dived? Water is hard as a rock caused by limestone as deposits. Oh, very cool. No, I didn't know that, but that's great, great knowledge, Chewy. Thanks. Um, so yeah, so for me to shave my head, you know, to go there and do it nice and clean, I think I would have problems. For my next wife, maybe I'll have, maybe I can have her shave my head. So that's sort of my deal. Sort of my deal all the way around. Um, yeah. So the deal is with the, as you go through the fish stuff. So yeah, Tampa Tom was asking a few weeks ago if am I selling fish for a profit? No, I'm selling fish to get them out of the fish room, and if I can pay for my hobby, even better. So I've got stuff up on eBay, and Doug Gray gave me the instructions, and I thought they were good instructions. That uh, instructions around the idea of saying free shipping, which is that's what I'm doing. I'm doing free shipping, continental United States, and and going out and doing that. That's one of the things that I'm, that I'm working on doing. So that's part of the deal right there. So I'm hoping that I can get all of that going in, in my direction, and get the fish room up and running and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, the shaving of the head, yeah, probably that's not something I'm going to be doing. Yep, I put it in the title. And the Johnson Canyon, Victoria Falls are low tropical are historical sites in Banff National Park. And by the way, very good skiing in Banff. Yeah, it's learn to suit your Peter, don't be wimpy. Not being wimpy. I can't hold my hand straight. So that's sort of the deal. I will say this, when my hand is not real steady, and there are days where it's just shaking up real good, I will tell you, just as something I've come to know and love, my drinking coffee with tremor in the hand, not easy. So I have big cups that I fill about halfway when it's really bad. And nope, that's right. You need to get your Guppy food from Doug Gray. Gray D's Guppy food. It's delicious. The Guppies love it. They go nuts. They go bonkers. The other thing that I've I like bug bites, and I got this idea that I need to get a pepper grinder. I don't own a pepper. I'm here. I like spicy food, but I generally have hot sauce. I don't have pepper, and and I will tell you. Oh, your Guppy Club just brought in some strains from Indonesia. What strains did you guys get, Jesse? It's yeah, it's Doug Gray has some Indonesian or Thailand. Oh, you got mortar and pestle, and yeah, grind up those pellets. Yeah, yeah. I need to go out and do because bug bites are really good, and that's going in. Let's see here: yellow tiger, king cobra, bluegrass, albino blue tuxedo, and half black whites. So that's kind of cool. I look forward to seeing your videos on it, Doug, and your videos, Jesse, on these new strains. The gup. Now, I have a question, Jesse. I have an ask the Hawaiian guy. Um, I know that if you bring like certain types of animals to Hawaii, it has a real long uh there's that has to go in, and what do they call that? My mind just went blank. Where they hold the animal in isolation like a dog or whatever. It has to be in quarantine, in quarantine. And does that work the same way with fish? If I shipped fish to Hawaii, do they sit in quarantine? How does that work? Or do you have to use a transshipper to go to Hawaii? Could I ship you? Yep. So when you get guppies in from Indonesia or from Thailand or Sheboygan, uh, do those three? So 3 months for a dog last time I checked. Yeah. Yeah, it's my ex-wife wanted to go on vacation to Hawaii, and I explained to her and had to look up, hey, what's up, Melvin? Been a long time, brother. So I had to show my ex-wife that there was quarantine for the dog because the dog goes, pretty much everywhere. Yeah, it's when you think about Honolulu, it's a 5 hour flight 5 or 6 hour flight from either Los Angeles or San Francisco. So that's a long time to be up on a plane. So and so you ship from Philadelphia or from Joplin, takes a day or two, a couple of days to get to San Francisco, then on a plane over. So it's you're probably 3 to 4, 5 days in for somebody in Hawaii gets it. So you shipped out 4 boxes of fish today. Where did they go? Did they go to the continental U.S., Jesse? And so yeah, so I'm again the whole process here. So I'm beginning to ship fish, and so that's sort of the deal. So we'll see how this works. Again, my thing is I just have all these extra fish. I need to get down to a reasonable population. And my fish store, I've got to stop by and see her again. Last couple of times I dropped by, she wasn't there, and see if I can make a deal. Swap for a lot of times fish stores just want to swap for stuff. And I would swap for frozen food. I would do that. So it's all good. So Bolo is good. He's finally chilled out. It's going in. So I usually am asleep by just to tell you the type of exciting man I am. I'm usually asleep by by like 9 p.m. The last night I was up to a little after 10. Woo-hoo. So you ship to Texas, Iowa, Ohio, and California. Yeah, very good. Now, how many days from beautiful Hawaii does it take to get Iowa, Texas, and Ohio? California, I think, would be easier. But so that's oh wow. If express shipping doesn't take it's free. So 3 to 4 days for priority. I ordered some fish and they went out on a Monday and I didn't get them till Friday. Is Aquafunk here? Yeah, you know what? I had a great relationship with my LFS in Little Rock. She was great. She would give me a card. I would just bring the fish in for her to sell, and she was nervous, mainly because these were more expensive, but she sold out immediately, and then just wanted more and more, and she gave me really pretty good fish credit. So she was giving me like 250 a guppy. She was selling them for $5 each. Really nice. So it's just she was very happy with the quality. Her customers loved them. Yeah, yeah. Monday is sort of the deal to ship out. Hey, Doug, do you ship only on Monday, or will you go Tuesday as well? Just curious. And yeah, Bolo's here. He's cranky. Week from Friday, he gets his shots. Let me give you his shots routine. He hates the veterinarian. Hates the veterinarian. And you'll do Wednesday if it's a Mid-Atlantic destination. Okay. So, Ambest, what's up, Logan? So, yeah, so the whole process of of going in and getting the process of getting them shipped out and all that sort of stuff. It's Monday, works relatively well because I realize I can do this. Is that it's easy for me to pack up. Yeah, Doug Gray, I am a freeloader on Academia as well. They keep sending me suggestions and I download them. I have a bunch of them I haven't even read yet, but I seem to download at least 2 or 3 times. And I'll try shipping out on Tuesday. I'm cool with that. The deal is because of my work schedule, um, is that I cannot ship out till afternoon. Hey, William Pridemore, welcome to live stream. Yeah, I've downloaded a bunch of stuff off of Academia. I love it, and it's interesting stuff. Um, without telling, without giving, coming across like too much of a moron. Sometimes I think some of these genetics papers are not necessarily very user friendly. And so there you go. So, through the Boston Aquarium Society, they have interest. That's cool. That's cool, Chewy. Yeah, so that whole process of getting I'm having Aquafina, everybody. There we go. The yeah, that again, just reading through. Sometimes they just get into they'll go and they'll give the some of the guppy things, they give real long genetic explanations, which are always theoretical. Um, and the process of it is that dumb it down a little bit for me. I'm a layman. I'm an amateur geneticist, and when it gets way too in the weeds, that's when I get a little confused. And well, I have to look at the Boston Aquarium Society. I need another fish club to be a member of. It's I'm a member of International Fancy Guppy Association, um, American Live Bear Association, uh, the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Club, the Central Arkansas Aquarium Club. Uh, Also, am someone who is I'm a member of the Kansas City Aquarium Club, which I think is the Heartland, and then the Missouri Aquarium Club, which is in St. Louis. I'm a member of them all. This weekend, they have an auction in St. Louis. St. Louis is about a 6-hour drive from here. So my buddy from the Northwest Aquarium Society, Michael Gaines, he and I have been talking about going, but I think we've decided not to go. And which is all for the best, because I really can't buy anything. It would just be driving up, seeing fish, meeting people, and heading back. And because of the dog, and I end up driving with the dog wherever I'm going, and I usually put him like in a PetSmart hotel, for daycare. So, oh, that's cool. That's cool, Chewy. Yeah, abbreviations, are not all that good. Abbreviations suck. I get it that there are certain that we all do ASAP. There's certain things that we do, but most of us, it's when people start doing a lot of abbreviations and stuff, and if you're not a PhD in ecology or what have you, you are you're gonna be lost. You gotta dumb it down, make it. But, it's not even really dumbing it down. Make it more in the common language for us, right? I'm pro common language. I'm in favor of that. So it's just going on right from there. So Bolo is busy now. He's just sort of hanging out here. He's upside down. I'm rubbing his chest. He couldn't be happier. He's a good boy. He loves himself a little bit of a belly rub, so he's getting it right now. He needs a bath and a trim in a pretty serious way. Yeah, if you're too lazy to type, this is coming from a guy just up front here. I have to write a report for work nearly every day. In fact, when I'm done with this live stream, I have to send out a report, and it's not necessarily very long. It's just, you just have to. I have to do a report, and they're bringing in a consultant into my company to do a focus group, and which I've always found really helpful. A lot of times when they deal with focus group type stuff and research for a business, a lot of the times, the ownership or the management, the upper management, they already have their conclusions in their mind. For a previous company I worked for, my supervisor was new to the company. There was a research project, a perceptual done. Uh, this perceptual was done probably about a year before either of us arrived. And so he sent it to me. He wanted to know my thoughts on it. No, you can't, Storm Riders. Melvin, you can't keep a Frontosa in a 40-gallon breeder. It's got to probably be 75 or bigger, really, to be fair. Those are fish that get huge. It's like putting an Oscar in a 40 breeder. It just doesn't work. Um, so well, that's fantastic, Logan. I'm glad. Thank you for your tips. I'm glad you haven't lost any. And I threw in a few extra there for you. I think you got 95 of those bad boys. So and my aquarium is still crawling with them. I have a ton. And oh, you got a couple of those hitchhiking guppy fry. Yeah, those are good. Those are from the chaser females. And hey, you're welcome. Hey, I appreciate all your help, Logan. You've been very helpful to me. Yeah. So what did you get? You got like 2 or 3 guppy fry, not too many. So it's all good, and they should hopefully grow up and be beautiful. They are swordtail guppies, so and there's like 3 or 4 chaser females, and 30 or 40 males in this tank. In fact, one of the females dropped fry today. I think some of them got picked off, but I'm seeing real little fry, so who knows. So yeah, so they have definitely, even if they have the same mother, they definitely have different fathers. So it's I have a gold body and I have a couple of gray body females in there. So yeah, so that's great. Yeah, Bolo is very happy now. You know, I will tell you this. Yeah, I am swimming in fish. I've got a ton of them, and I'm gonna have more. So it's just, which is good. You're doing well if you get a lot extras. And I'm not even being, some of these IFGA guys, Doug Gray can speak to this. Some of these IFGA people, uh, they have it set up in a way that they try not to lose any babies. I select up my trios, and if I lose a few babies, I lose a few babies. It's just it's just sort of the deal. But yeah, I'm swimming in fish. I have more fish than I know what to do with. The other day, I do a baby brine shrimp feeding every day. A fresh fry jumped into as I was with the net letting it loose. This little creep jumped into it, and so I ended up having to sort of try to get it out. It got into a different swordtail tank, but it was the same line. So little piggy, piggy, piggy. So it's yeah, Bolo's pet is me. He has a couple of stuffed animals, but essentially, Bolo, it's all about his daddy. He is, and here's the deal. And by the way, for those of you who have older dogs, you may understand this story. When he was a puppy, and yeah, my deal is with the Frontosa is that those things get so big that they'll easily outgrow a 40 breeder. And it's could you keep one in there for a few months? Yes. Um, but that certainly is not, to have it, aquascape that you need to, have the right rocks and aquascape in it. You would want at least, and and I'm thinking at least a 75, and you may want to go to like a bigger one. So yeah, so Bolo's deal is that when he was a puppy, he would see people and he would pull over to meet them. He was just excited to meet everybody. And as he got older, he wasn't as excited to meet new people. He didn't have a problem with it. Now it's this. If someone says, "Oh, look at he's cute." He is on them, wanting to be petted, the whole deal. If you ignore him, he ignores you. The other thing is if a dog barked in his direction, he'd go nuts. I'd have to make him sit and I'd make him behave. And now in this world is that there's a neighborhood dog that the woman is out walking it, and this dog goes bonkers at Bolo. Bolo has barked once at that dog, ever. Now, if a dog treats Bolo improperly, he takes care of business. There was a dog in the neighborhood. These people, for whatever reason, don't, they just let the dogs out in the yard. There's not a fence. They're fine. But one of them got up and started nipping at Bolo's neck. It was on. Bolo took care of business. He let that dog know Bolo's in charge. You work for Bolo. And that pretty much ended it. Now when he runs into that dog, they're good friends. But yeah, it's he's the alpha male. And people often say this is that, they go, well, he's so mellow. He's a Pomeranian, William. He's a Pomeranian. And they always go on, they go, well, he's so mellow. And I just go, yeah, let me tell you, he's not neutered. He's fully equipped. In fact, I have to work on it. He can make extra money on. In fact, his stud fee, but you have to work at finding the lady dogs. His stud fee is $400 cash. So, Bolo is funny. Is that at my last place, I had a deck right out back, and I'd set up my camera, and I would record the bird feeder. And Bolo, I have a little gate that I put in the bathroom. That thing would run, would run for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and very rarely did he make noise. And here's the deal about him: is I have a gate. The gate just leans up. He's escaped from his gate. Again, I don't even make it, it's just leaning up. He's only escaped twice. And both times I have found him in the bedroom underneath his favorite chair. So, sort of the nature, that's sort of how that beast works. Yeah, he's pretty mellow, but don't mess with him. He'll lay down the smack. If you ignore him, he'll ignore you. It's he's an old man. He's 6 months away. Not a little more than 6 months. September 7th, he will be 13. And I don't really know how much I have left. I have with him, mainly because he has congestive heart failure. So I just don't know. His heart could give out at some point here, but he's a pretty happy little guy. So there you go. So he has no problem with the fish. He has some aquariums that are almost at eye level. He ignores them. It's just it's he's not jealous of them. So yeah, so that's what's going on with the fish room. I picked up some medicated food that Doug recommended in one of his videos from Everything Aquatic that arrived last week. Um, I have I had 10 heat packs arrive today, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, you'll want to get a bigger aquarium for that, Melvin. It's for a fish like a frontosa or an Oscar or any of those larger fish. You got to get the biggest tank you can get. And I would think for the frontosa, and I'm not at by any means an expert on frontosas. I just know enough about them. I think you're looking at least a 75. And I think a 75 you could get away with it. So, and I get why you want one because they are great. Absolutely great. I really, really love frontosas. And I really appreciate sort of how they go through it. It's just and I look through like Joey at DIY. What does he have? He has like a bunch of 200-gallon aquariums. I wish I could do that. I love that size. But he also does a lot of bigger fish than what I do. So it's all going on right from there. Scott of King and Queen Cichlids, he has a lot of big aquariums too. A lot of big aquariums. So that's a lot of fun right there. Yeah, Bolo's just here. He's just upside down, all 4 feet in the air, like you just don't care. It's all good. 125 or 150. Yeah, that may be it. That may be right. Yeah, it's just again, unless you're doing what I'm doing with the guppies, you really don't need a lot of big aquariums. If you're doing big boy fish, get or big girl fish, get big boy and big girl aquariums. That's it. Yellow labs are great though, by the way. I love African cichlids. I've done those before. I may do that in the new place. Tampa Tom. That's right. Mob Guppy. That's right. Guppy gang, Guppy gang, Guppy gang, Guppy gang. Absolutely, Tampa Tom. Absolutely. So hey, I've been on. It's Bob Steenfot's gonna be up. But I appreciate all of you being here tonight. Thank you very much for the going for there. You have a 220 with a baby giant red-tailed gourami. Yeah. Those are great fish, by the way, those giant gouramis. Yeah. Boy, in my opinion, Melvin, I don't think you can do more than a couple in a 75, but you could keep them in a 75. But yeah, you wouldn't want to get like 4 or 5. And the deal is with cichlids, they are so territorial. So territorial. Any type of cichlid is territorial. So you'd want places to go at it right from there. All right, gang. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. 15 here, 19 likes. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great, great Monday, and we'll see you this weekend. Appreciate it. Thanks for welcome to the mob. Thank you for joining the mob, Mob Guppy. Join the mob today. Yada, yada, yada.